Hi everyone, welcome to NIBM CREST Program. I'm Bernadine Jayasinghe. I'm sure why you're watching this is because you want to be successful, you want to be happy, and you want to conquer your dreams and your hopes. Every single human being would love to be happy and would love to become successful. To be a great leader is amazing. But how can you be a great leader? And what are the most important ingredients that you need to have in you to become a great leader? Today, I'm going to talk about one important point that you surely have to have within you to become a great leader, and that is communication. And when you talk about communication, it's a huge area to talk about. But I'm going to talk about one particular area out of that. But before moving on to that, I would like to remind you a beautiful equation that I believe, that is effective communication equals productive relationship. Let me tell that again. Effective communication equals productive relationship. If you effectively communicate with someone, you will surely have a productive relationship with one person, or it can be with a lot of people. So I'm sure that all of us want to have great relationships at office, at social life, as well as our personal life as well. So talking about to conquering the corporate dreams and also to go and achieve your targets and dreams, you need public speaking, and also to share your knowledge, to express your thoughts, to tell what you feel, and also to inspire others, to motivate others, and share your knowledge. You need to communicate. And how are you going to deliver a speech, or how are you going to communicate your idea to the others is a big question all of us have. And it's not only you who struggle to structure speech, it's not only you who struggle to find the best material, the content, and the best structure to actually deliver. Most of us struggle, and most of us waste a lot of time figuring out what to say, when to say, and how to say. And sometimes we go on and on and on and on and on. And sometimes after the whole speech, when we go and ask them, "Did you achieve your objective?" they're also confused what their objective was. And sometimes they have missed one of the most important points which should be delivered at that particular speech contest or speech, or at the particular meeting or that conference. So I'm going to talk about a few important points. So, how to structure speech? Uh, I'm sure these days we are all in quarantine at home. Uh, you might be learning, you might be working from home, you might be definitely listening to music or stress. But one important thing that almost every single person who's at home these days are doing is that they're eating. So we're all snacking, eating. And let me remind you about a burger. Almost all of us would love to eat a burger. And okay, now stop dreaming and thinking about burgers right now, because I'm not able to give you burgers, and I don't think that you can go and uh, order or get a burger right now as well. Sorry for reminding that, but I want you to imagine a burger. What kind of a burger will attract you? A good looking one? Yes, definitely. No one will go for a burger which doesn't look good. Imagine that on a display, you have a variety of burgers, so many options of burgers, and there's one burger which looks amazingly well, really delicious and really nice, and then you have another burger which looks okay, and another burger which looks all right, but people say it's very healthy, and someone said that it tasted really good. But when you look at the burger, the top was not that great. Will you buy it? No, right? Because most of the time when we go to buy a burger, we always see and we always check and we always make sure that we go for the burger which looks good and attractive. So remember, your speech or your presentation should be very attractive. So the first impression plays a major role. So most of the time, what happens is, while or when a speaker actually enters the particular place itself, sometimes people have already decided whether to listen to that person or whether not to listen to that person. That is according to the first impression, the way you walk, the way you go and present yourself, the way you go and position yourself. Already the viewers or already anyone in the audience have decided whether to listen to you or not. Sometimes the start of your speech, the first line of your speech when you're delivering, sometimes you just get attracted to that speaker without even not knowing what that speaker is going to talk about. Now, similarly, sometimes the moment the speaker starts speaking, the first line, the first 11 seconds or the first 15 seconds, you'll sometimes take the phone and see whether you have got a message from at least Pizza Hut or from another like some communication place, even just to spend your time, because you know that the speech is not going to be great. You don't know what the speaker is going to speak, but you already have judged whether it's going to be good or not according to the first impression and also according to the way the speaker started. So always remember the top part of the burger. The same way you want a burger to look good and attractive, make sure that your speech, the beginning of your speech, the opening of your speech becomes very attractive and also attention grabbing. So, for that, what you can actually do is maybe tell a story because people all love gossiping, isn't it? Sometimes, if it's something about you, people would love to listen to it as well. And if not, any story can always grab the attention. A lot of people use quotes, which is good because quotes actually attract people as well, and it has a lot of meaning, sometimes a deep meaning in it. Like with one line you can say so many things to the audience. But don't say, Mother Teresa once said, Mahatma Gandhi once said. I think we all have listened to it, we have all heard about it. With all respect to those amazing personalities, what you can actually do is you can take the message, elaborate on that, and then you can say that those are the wise words of them. But don't just repeat the exact quote and say, once la 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 la, then you go with your story. So make it very interesting, make it very attractive. So after another good point is that you can actually ask a question, because when you ask a question from the audience, suddenly wherever they are in the world, they will quickly get back to senses and get ready and wonder what you're actually going to ask or what you're actually asking, because they don't want to fall in trouble and act confused if you ask them a question. So a question is always a good tactic or technique to attract the audience, and but make sure that you don't look at one person and ask the question and keep looking at that person, because then obviously that person will get a tad heart attack and fall down. So you can always ask a question from one person, then the other person, and the other person, and make sure that you connect it to what you're going to talk about. So the top part of the burger, we're done. And now we're moving on to the most important part of the burger. What is that? That is meat. I'm sure all of you like meat. I'm, of course, a vegetarian. So you can use a veggie patty or a fish patty or a meat patty. So whatever patty you want in the burger, you can start imagining what kind of a patty you want. And I'm sure if there aren't any burgers or patties or anything in the what do you call the burger, you won't be happy, right? And then we can't actually call it a burger, because it cannot be a burger if there aren't any patties in it. So what happens is, if you actually do a presentation, if you actually do a speech, and if that speech doesn't have the main points and the most important points specifically very clearly, how can it be a presentation or how can it be a great speech? So always remember, if a burger cannot be a proper burger without the patty, how can a speech become a speech or presentation become a presentation without the main points? So after you get the topic and after you have finalized the topic, you have to ask yourself, what are the main areas, what are the main points that you're going to talk about? So if it's about just a very, very, very small example, if you're talking about yourself, or you're giving a speech about yourself, what you can actually do is, say you're going to come up with a very interesting opening, attention grabbing opening, and then after that the main points could be about your childhood, and then it can be about your corporate life, and it can be your personal life, or you can segregate into different topics, and then make sure that how many patties you want in the burger, how many main points you want in your presentation or your speech. So after you decide how many main points you want in your speech, now the most important part, that is what? Will you be happy if the burger has all the meat, all the patties and everything, and if they don't have cheese, and if they don't have sauce, and if they don't have mayonnaise, if they don't have the salad leaves? No, right? I'm sure you would love to have the cheese, you would love to have the um, what do you call, the salad leaves, and you would love to have a little bit of nice spicy sauce in it, which makes really nice and which makes the burger really delicious. So likewise, to support your main points, to support your main idea, to support your main, what do you call, the main points you have selected according to your topic, you need to make sure that you have examples. For examples, you can actually use nice stories which actually proves your main point. And not only that, you can use visual aids, then you can also again you can use stories, and then you can actually play videos, or you can actually prove your point by using those stories and amazing things, which will be the cheese and the mayonnaise and the salad leaves to your patty. All right, and now is the burger complete? No. So to complete the burger, you need to have a nice closing, and it should be strong, because if it's not strong, you're going to get everything on your hand. So make sure that you have a strong closing where you summarize what you have been speaking all the time as well, because summarizing is very important, because we human beings would love to hear what they spoke properly being summarized, because it's easy for us to remember. So after giving your whole speech and after completing the presentation main points, before you wrap up, before you conclude, make sure you give a quick summary and finish it off. Now, a summary means a summary. Sometimes we get carried away with our whole presentation or the speech and the topic, and what happens is we give a summary which is lengthier and which is longer than the whole speech or the presentation as well. So remember, make it very short, very sweet. Make sure that you cover the main 3 points or the 2 points that you have been speaking during the presentation or the speech, and make sure you conclude it with a really good message where you achieve your objective and your target of why you're delivering the speech. Because again, remember, when you are writing your speech, when you're structuring your speech, when you're going to deliver your speech, when you're thinking about what to speak, remember that the objective of why you're delivering, or why the purpose of you delivering, should always be in your mind, because then only you will be able to achieve your target, you'll be able to achieve your purpose, and after delivering the speech, you can be like, right, I did it, and I'm sure I told what I wanted to tell the audience, because the time of the audience is very valuable. So make sure that you use the time for the best of them and give them the 100% as well. So so that's the main thing. So let me quickly give you a summary. So always remember the burger. The top should be very attractive and attention grabbing, and it can be a quote, a story, or a question. And then you can have a number of patties according to the time you have to deliver the speech. So the main patties are the main points that you're going to talk about, and then to make it very interesting, to make it very creative, and to keep the audience awake, and to grab the attention of the audience and keep them with you till the end of the presentation, make sure that you use nice stories or videos or photos or pictures or PowerPoint or something to actually prove your main point, and also to make sure that it is very colorful and very meaningful as well. And it's very important to share a personal experience, because you get connected with people when you talk about yourself. People would love to listen to your story. People would love to listen to what you have faced. People would love to listen the story from your side, not only quotes. So it will be lovely to always use personal experiences where you get connected with the person who's listening to you as well, which is really amazing. And after that, you summarize all the main points, and then what do? Then you conclude with a strong, memorable closing. So remember a square divided into 3. opening, body, closing. So opening, body, the main content, it should be clear and it should be well structured, and then the summary plus the closing, the three boxes. So that's something I use when delivering impromptu speeches and when I'm making presentations wherever I go, whether it's Sri Lanka or around the world, or whether if I'm writing an essay or anything that I do, I always make sure it's well structured because structure is very important. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. If you have any questions, you can actually write to me or you can message me. My name is Bernadine Jayasinghe, and I'll be very happy to help you because communication is very important. And I think that's one area that we all want to be successful in. And that's one area actually we are all struggling. The thing is, there is a great communicator in you. There is a great leader in you, but the problem is we don't discover them. We don't allow it to come out. Just believe in yourself. Forget about what other people say. Just be genuine. Be really good. And if you really want to conquer your dreams, try. And if you fail, it's okay. That means you're trying. So when I started, I was not great at the beginning. So we have gone through a lot of tough time. We have worked really hard. I have messed up beautifully. But what you need to do is if you make a mistake, accept it, apologize, but don't stop because we're all human. We all make mistakes. And it's easy for me to say, be confident, go and face it. Because it's easy for me to say, but it's really hard for you to do. But imagine, because it's hard, you step back, and if you don't go forward and do a speech or a presentation or communicate, you're going to lose your dreams and you're going to be at the same place you are. People are anyway going to laugh at you because that's who people are. We can't stop them, but because we're scared what other people will think about us, because we're scared that people might judge us, because we're scared that we might forget the content in front of us, because we feel that I'm not great in English or I'm not great in one particular language, because I'm scared of making grammar mistakes or spelling mistakes or thinking that I might not look good or my vocal variation might not that be great, my hand gestures might not be great, and my boss is there, my friend is there, and he's there and she's there. Please don't lose your opportunities. It's not easy to lose, but you need to take the opportunity. Lose in style, correct yourself, and go forward and do it. You really need to do it. Because when I started, I can still remember I was not a great news anchor. I used to make a lot of mistakes. I learned with the flow and the go. So, I mean, see, whatever we do, even when I started doing training, even when I started my company when I was 18, I was not great. I am happy and I'm proud to say that because I have made a lot of mistakes. And we are all human beings. When we were small, we tried to get up, we tried to kneel, we fell down. But we did not stop. If we were scared that people laughed at us, and if we kept on crawling, or if we kept on sitting, or if we kept on being seated without getting up, today we will be still seated on the ground. But imagine you keep doing, you keep working really hard, and people will keep laughing. And just what I do is, when I started, when people used to comment about me, or people used to laugh at my mistakes, or people used to say, you're not that great, I always said thank you, because they're the people who are telling the truth and being genuine, so I can take it and learn and go forward. I know it's not easy. You can go to the room and cry, you can go to the washroom and cry, but don't stop there, work hard. So the thing is, after you keep on doing and making mistakes, every day you become better. So make sure that you make a choice. You go in front of the mirror and work really hard. Now this is the best time because quarantine, you're at home, I think you might have a lot of work to do, but still you'll have more time because the traveling time is saved. Now today I'm at home, but we're still working from early morning till in the evening. But the traveling time is there for you, which is being saved. So what you can actually do is You can go in front of a mirror, keep practicing, and see how you can change your body language and how you can change your vocal variation. And not only that, the technology is very high. You can even record yourself, like what I'm doing right now. Um, you can actually record yourself and watch and see how it is. And if you have really good friends, you can actually pass it on to someone and get some evaluation from them. And and not only that, I mean, there are so many people who are willing to help you. So be humble enough to go to people and get support and help who will support you to make your dreams come true. So finally, I would like to tell you, if you have a dream, don't sit back, work hard. You might not be the best today, but you can be the best tomorrow. And let me remind you one thing. There are more than 7 billion stories in the world. But out of those 7 billion stories, there are more than 21 million stories in Sri Lanka. And out of those 21 million stories, your story is one. And make sure that your story becomes a very inspirational one, a story that inspires others. And remember, every story doesn't have to be similar to all other stories. So work really hard, try your level best, and make sure that your story is an inspiring one. And please don't stop your story at a point which is disappointing. If you have fallen, or if you are the worst human being at the moment, if you are the most craziest family member right now, or you might be the worst employee that an employer could have, you're talking about today. You might be the worst speaker ever who doesn't know one word to properly pronounce. That's today, not your tomorrow. But tomorrow is in your hands. If you work really hard, tomorrow will be better than today. Day after tomorrow will be way better than today. So if you keep on working hard, the time is flying, the time is ticking, and the choice is yours. Don't stop when you fail, but you can take a break, work really hard, and make sure that you finish in a way that people get inspired. So while people reading your book, they will feel that you have failed. They will feel that you were once scared. They will feel that you had many financial difficulties, emotional difficulties, physical difficulties. You have gone through so much and you have failed in life. But the best part is the person who reads your book or watches you will feel that at that point you did not fall. But you worked really hard and you achieved your goals. So remember, you can't compare one person to the other. You might be better than me, or I might be better than you, or he is better than me, or she is better than me. Because we're all running our own race. We cannot compare one person to the other because we are all facing our own battles and we are all working really hard. So focus on your journey. But you can also help others in their journey. But don't look at the other person's journey just to compare. But look at the other person's journey to see whether you can help that particular person to make their journey more beautiful and productive. So work really hard and conquer your dreams. I would love to see you doing amazing speeches and inspiring others and conquering your dreams. All the best. I'm Bernadine Jayasinghe. Take care.